Thank you. Last year, we left off on the innovation of the master plan concept, a new thematic architectural approach that was up-to-date, subtle, sustainable, and focused on the human factor. A physical representation of the Expo theme, a landscape where visitors will experience the theme from their very first step inside the site. Walking along the boulevards, resting in green areas, eating under the trees, or enjoying such a beautiful landscape. Today, we are delighted to present another element of innovation, thematic pavilions. Thematic pavilions are the places where the organizer will present the theme by his own point of view. In these pavilions, we don't want to exhaust the several shades of such a wide theme, but starting from reality, we try to excite visitors, offering suggestions in order to understand more deeply the theme. Our goal is not to give visitors one-sided answers, but to stimulate their questions and to give them the right tools for research of the answers. We are working on 5 thematic pavilions, located at the main entrances or in the key points of the site. Let's take a look to each pavilion, starting with the most important one, the Pavilion 0. That is located at the main entrance of the site at the west gate. Pavilion 0 is a sort of overture to the theme, a warm-up pavilion that seeks to raise the right questions as visitors enter the site, and through wonder, make them reflect on the theme. Produced in collaboration with the FAO and United Nations Expo team, is curated by Davide Rampello, that is also who has curated our convention today. The design will be made by Michele De Lucchi. Enjoy their presentation.
Il padiglione 0 è il padiglione che accoglierà tutti i visitatori dell'Expo. Dovrà raccontare, dovrà interpretare questo formidabile tema che è alimentare il pianeta. La storia dell'alimentazione coincide completamente con la storia dell'uomo, prima di qualsiasi altra storia. Ed è attraverso l'alimentazione, attraverso la ricerca del cibo, la creazione dell'alimento, che l'uomo crea i linguaggi, crea i simboli, crea le metafore, crea i commerci, costruisce città, costruisce strade, ponti, acquedotti. Insomma, il cibo, l'alimentazione è veramente il formidabile motore e il tutt'uno della cultura umana. Evidentemente noi nella rappresentazione che faremo del Padiglione 0 terremo conto della straordinaria memoria che tutto questo è alle spalle dell'uomo, ossia il racconto, e dovremo farlo in un modo completamente immediato, per cui memoria, simbologia, metafora. E poi la grande pagina della biodiversità edule, vegetale e animale, e dopodiché chiaramente gli strumenti per raccogliere, per coltivare, per allevare, e poi i recipienti per raccogliere acqua, raccogliere il vino, raccogliere l'olio, raccogliere il grano, e i recipienti per conservare gli alimenti salati, affumicati, per conservare l'olio, il vino, il latte, i formaggi, e poi i recipienti per trasformare, il forno, prima di ogni altra cosa. E poi i luoghi del consumo, le tavole, i luoghi dell'incontro, i luoghi del convivio. E chiaramente tutto questo prima dell'industrialesimo e poi l'avvento dell'industrialesimo, che ha cambiato completamente le relazioni ha cambiato completamente i rapporti tra gli uomini. Per arrivare al presente, per arrivare alla connessione, alla globalità del presente, alla velocità del presente, alla terribilità e alla formidabile opportunità che rappresenta il presente. E le conseguenze di tutto questo nell'uomo, sia l'obesità, l'alimentazione normale, oppure la grande carestia dovuta alle cataclismi, dovuta alle guerre. E poi, per terminare, un grande messaggio positivo. I paesaggi, sceglieremo 10, 12, alcuni paesaggi formidabili creati dall'uomo, inseriti natura su natura, e poi termineremo questo meraviglioso racconto riportando al centro l'uomo e raccontando con le buone pratiche ciò che uomini sconosciuti hanno realizzato con l'aiuto delle istituzioni preposte a questo. Perciò partiremo dalla memoria per terminare con l'uomo.
L'Expo è una grande occasione, una grandissima occasione e l'Expo con un tema come questo è un'occasione ancora più grande. Immaginatevi cosa può essere per un progettista pensare di allestire il padiglione introduttivo, quello dove si spiega un tema così straordinario, di straordinaria attualità e straordinariamente ricco di argomenti e di influenze. Mi immagino un pianeta, un pezzo di pianeta, ma sì del pianeta, quello dove appoggiamo i piedi sopra, ma anche del pianeta mentale, del pianeta che gira nelle nostre teste, che continuamente si evolve e che continuamente si aggiorna oggi con la preoccupazione che questo pianeta non è più lui a prendersi cura di noi, ma noi a prendersi cura di lui.
Thank you. At the other main entrance, the East Gate visitor will find the Biodiversity Park. It will reproduce the variety of life and the richness of the planet in a highly attractive, multiform landscape that will emotionally involve visitors and stimulate their curiosity on all the forms of life and nature. And more, located at the heart of the site, close to the Cardo and the open-air amphitheater, we propose other two thematic areas, Food in Art and the Future Food District. Food in Art Pavilion explore the relationship humans have had throughout history with food as an object of symbolic reflections. The story of food and the way in which it is obtained and then transformed has formed the basis for building our imaginary and artistic creativity and spirituality. The pavilion will be curated by the renowned art critic Germano Celand, with the help of the architect Italo Rota. And we are delighted to offer you a little preview in this clip.
Il concetto di una mostra dal titolo Arte come cibo viene dal progetto di attraversare la storia dell'arte mondiale in tutti i paesi terrestri, in tutti i continenti, sul tema di come il cibo è stato rappresentato, ma anche di come il cibo ha funzionato come stimolo per disegnare oggetti, rituali, modi di comporre l'habitat umano. L'idea è di documentare attraverso opere originali, ma anche opere attraverso altri media come cinema, fotografia, l'immagine di come il cibo abbia prodotto nella storia dell'arte, specialmente in relazione a convivi, cene, pranzi, grandi eventi spettacolari in cui il cibo aveva una presenza, delle immagini che segnano la storia dell'arte dai greci ai giorni nostri. L'esposizione comprenderà opere di importanza storica come i banchetti di Rubens o elementi di archeologia che riguardano naturalmente la storia del cibo, utensili come cucchiai e bottiglie o contenitori d'acqua africani, oggetti che possono essere di decoro e di rituale riguardo alla cerimonia del tè orientale, fino ad arrivare ai nostri giorni con opere più contemporanee, da Bruegel a Veronese, da Rubens ai contemporanei come la grande torta di Claes Oldenburg o le sue proposte di edifici a forma di gelato. La documentazione iconografica originale è un elemento importante perché arriva a sposarsi, ad integrarsi con una visione spettacolare dell'architettura disegnata da Italo Rota, che servirà quindi come uno scenario mobile di questa storia dell'arte di tutto il mondo legata al cibo.
2 anni e mezzo sono il tempo che ci resta fino all'apertura. Vorremmo usare questi 2 anni e mezzo per costruire un grande laboratorio che produrrà questa mostra, questo incontro, e durante questi 2 anni e mezzo vorremmo anche preparare il pubblico alla visita. Sarà quindi un lungo viaggio, una lunga messa in contatto dei contenuti e dei futuri visitatori, anche per creare all'interno dei futuri user un'idea di condivisione, ma anche della creatività. L'arte è difficile e facile nello stesso tempo e vorremmo che diventi nutrimento per i visitatori, ma anche gli ingredienti per costruire delle nuove ricette. L'uso dei nuovi mezzi di comunicazione ci stimola a essere molto vicini alle persone. Sarà un padiglione aperto, trasparente, ma non nel senso del vetro, nel senso che sarà tutto percorribile. Saremo immersi nella luce e immersi nelle opere. La fine del percorso sarà una grande area per pensare a quello che abbiamo visto. Io penso sempre che la riuscita di un progetto oggi è che dopo aver visitato qualcosa, la riuscita sta nel fatto che tutto ciò che avevamo in mente non è più come prima. E spero che questa nostra avventura si trasformi proprio in questa attitudine.
Thank you. At his height, the Future Food District will bring visitors to understand how the food chain will work in the future. This is beautifully illustrated in the following clip produced by the Sensible City Lab of the MIT. Enjoy the clip.
Hello, my name is Carlo Ratti. I'm Professor at MIT and Director of the Sensible City Lab, a research group that looks at how technology is changing our cities and the way we live in them. I've been asked by Expo 2015 to curate the Future Food District, a thematic area at the core of the Expo site that looks at advancement in food production, distribution and consumption. The Future Food District is next to the Carver Street, in between Piazza Italia and the canal, and over 9,000 square meters. It will show 2 pavilions, one dedicated to the supermarket, one dedicated to the home, and the piazza in between. The big challenge is to understand how the relationship between food and people will advance in the coming years. We start from the idea of the Internet of Things, exploring how over the next few years all our objects will be connected, enabling new interfaces and interactions. The Future Food District aims to become a unique real Internet of Things testbed, an unprecedented space in which, thanks to pervasive and ubiquitous connectivity, everything will be linked, traceable and localized in real time. But note, this is not about technologies, it's about the people. The Future Food District will experiment with new dynamics to enhance individual participation, in continuous exchange with objects, fostering new interactions between people. We call it the Internet of Food and People. Diving deeper into the Future Food District, let's look at the supermarket. This is a multi-experience area based on several principles. First, products we buy will inform us about their content, their production history, and movement. Products will be automatically shelved and moved, immersed in a context-aware and self-organized environment. Real-time monitoring of all products will experiment endless spatial configurations, a new digital path of association and connection. Imagine ordering food by calories, color, geographic origin, or so on. Everyone will be encouraged to become both seller and buyer, sharing homemade plates, as well as suggestions, recipes, and traditions. All vendors across the Expo site will be invited to tag their products, allowing a real-time visualization of their position and movement across the site itself. Second, the house, a space where visitors will be invited to experiment new technologies and ingredients for cooking, collecting and sharing their experiences, in order to create a crowdsourced database that will work as a legacy for the Expo project. The application of new advanced technologies, like 3D printing for food in a computerized kitchen, will allow a unique experience. Interactive surfaces will suggest the most convenient recipes with ingredients collected by the visitors. Finally, the square, a new interactive public space. The exterior facade of the two pavilions will host an urban algae farm to produce biodiesel and a vertical farm to produce fruit and vegetables on site. Both installations will act as 3D green surfaces that embrace the inner square, improving the microclimate within. The central plaza works as a complex public space hosting various functions: a restaurant, public services, green space, a phytodepuration system, and the stairs facing the water channel. We want to make sure that Expo 2015 will be a unique testbed of ideas, leaving a legacy not only to Milan, but also to Italy, Europe, and the world.
Well, finally, we want to place a special emphasis on children. The Children's Park is an area entirely dedicated to children and their families. These very special visitors should not only have adequate facilities and infrastructures, but also opportunities to play and learn. This area will be the real Expo testing ground for food consumers of the future, where we will see the intangible legacy become reality. The concept of the Children's Park has been entrusted to the Istituzione Scuole e Nidi d'Infanzia of the Municipality of Reggio Emilia and to Reggio Children, a company created to support and disseminate their 50 years of experience in pedagogy, which the international education community refers to. In fact, Reggio Children is in relationship with more than 110 countries. Enjoy the clip.
Children are welcomed as special visitors to the Expo 2015 Children Park, and special experiences have been reserved for them. The concept of the Children Park refers to the pedagogy of Reggio Emilia's early years centers. Children are the subjects of rights, rich in potentials, which are developed in relations with other and with the environment. Food is one of the tools of these relations. It nourishes the body, the mind, and the emotions. At the Children Park, children become participants in themes which concern everyone, including them. Children Park is a welcoming, playful green area for children and their families, with shady places to relax and eat picnics. A series of 10 exhibits is proposed in the park, play and learning activities that work with collaboration between children. Food is the thread running throughout these experiences, and a surprising lunchbox becomes a toolbox containing the keys to activate the exhibits. The first exhibit is Perfume Bells. Be immersed in the fragrance and perfumes of foods in an unusual and engaging experience of smell. How many grains do you weigh? Climbing up onto giant scales, children discover a correspondence between their weight and cereal's many transformations. Roots Rain. Plant a seed and see live what happens above ground and below. The Fruit Lab. Knowing and recognizing helps us find the right direction in a labyrinth of fruits and tastes. Pop Vegetables. Giant peppers, aubergines and courgettes transform into games you can explore and ride a fantastic vegetable landscape. Paddle Fishing. Food from the sea for fishing that is fun, collaborative and full of movement. The Ice Cream Factory. Tastes that no one has ever thought of. Free your imagination and eat ice creams with totally new tastes. Children Share. Children are at the center of the world, and at Expo 2015 they can eat virtually with school children around the world in Radio Children Network countries. The emotion of sharing an important moment together.
Well, as said, children are special visitors to the Expo, and we encourage all participants to collaborate with us in making the whole venue accessible for children, because we want to put the visitors at the heart of the experience. Thank you. Well, we have prepared for you the theme guide that Mr. Sala mentioned before. We have done it to put the visitor at the heart of the experience. Working with you, we can achieve a threefold goal. Putting visitors at the heart of the experience, putting you, the participants, at the heart of its creation, creating an experience that will last in the hearts of every single visitor. In an expo where the theme will be choral, every stakeholder must have a say. Or pervasive, every corner of the site will resonate with the theme. Exciting, every part of Expo will have the capacity to amaze. Choral, a stage where every voice can be heard, and all the participants' voices, countries, governments, civil society, corporations, will join in a single stream in their diversity. All pervasive, a place where visitors can really taste the theme. Everywhere, walking, eating, drinking, learning, and having fun. And exciting, a playground where it's possible to attract, engage, enchant the visitors, to convey our messages. So, a thematic experience that involves all 5 senses, and maybe the 6th, the sense of wonder. And how can we do this? Well, we have 5 fantastic tools. Let's take a look at them. First, architecture. Architecture is the first way visitors will experience the theme. That's why architecture must be conceived as a tool to express contents, a physical representation of the theme itself, where container and contents must mirror each other, where material must reflect the theme and the identity of each participant, where the program must bring the visitor ever closer to the theme, having ever present the quest for technological innovation and sustainability. For example, this, The Swiss pavilion that probably some of you saw yesterday is a fascinating example of how contents and container can blend beautifully. Second, exhibitions. This is the explicit method to represent the theme. Participants should express their own content not only by educating visitors through the theme, but also entertaining them. Visitors must contribute to the content and play a part in their presentation. An exhibition showcases ideas. A great exhibition involves people in their experience. A few things to bear in mind about those people. The audience will be international and will mostly be non-specialists. And to attract such a varied audience, each pavilion must feature a range of highlights and should pulsate with events and initiatives. And this brings me to events. Events represent a groundbreaking approach to engaging the visitors in the theme. They will be an integral part of the theme itself. For example, by involving artists, thinkers, chefs, journalists, to do, tell, recite, and cook. The theme will be an excellent opportunity to present the best your nation, regions, and culture has to offer. In terms of products, arts, and technical skills. A unique way to bring your own perspective on feeding the planet, energy for life. And then food and beverage. Expo 2015 provides a unique opportunity to make the theme not only a theoretical experience, but also a practical one, where visitors can fully experience the theme and taste the best food products from all over the world. A chance for all participants to offer example of their gastronomic, culinary, and catering excellence in the most original and spectacular way. We say, taste the theme, eat the theme, experience the theme. And lastly, technology. Technology is the best tool to communicate with every visitor, both real and virtual. Technology will enable the content and spread the theme worldwide. It will make the immediate experience extraordinary, and it will take it beyond the confine of one site, one city, one country. Our Expo will be a prototype of a smart city, and later Mr. Zingarelli will show you what it means. Let's now take a look at thematic itineraries. Another great innovation of Expo Milano that can help us to improve the visitor experience. By connecting many areas and different types of participant spaces, thematic itineraries perform three essential functions. They develop different interpretations of the theme within the site. They prepare visitors for their visit, enabling them to plan their journeys, individual journeys, before they leave home. They guide visitors around the site, helping them make the most of their experience. Visitors will have three ways to plan their journey through the site. Clusters itineraries, generated by the 9 clusters: cocoa, coffee, cereals, fruit, rice, spices, sea, arid zone, and bio-Mediterranean, and connecting them to the self-built pavilions. Second, thematic itineraries, horizontal paths that stem in thematic pavilions and are linked to the biggest issues associated with the theme. And last, customized path, Itineraries that use technology to provide infinite permutation and combination of the first two, depending on visitors' specific interest and the time they have to spend visiting the site. Let me so conclude presenting you the 5 main thematic itineraries. First, the history of humanity, stories of food. These represent the history of human progress through food in arts, craft, settlement building, and commerce, and the attitude we have towards food that make up our diet. Second, taste is knowledge. This itinerary offers a chance to explore the flavors and the aromas of international cuisines and illustrate the history and cultures of different societies that live on the planet. Besides the final dish, we can also learn about how food and flavors are preserved, enhanced, and cooked. Third, abundance and shortage, the contemporary paradox. This is a very important itinerary. Half the world suffers from malnutrition and the lack of clean drinking water. The other half suffers from wasteful and excessive food consumption. We pose a question: can science, education, prevention, international cooperation, and maybe social and political engineering help to overcome this painful paradox? Fourth, the future of food. This itinerary casts light on technologies, scientific discoveries, and achievement of research across the entire supply chain, discovering what lies behind our food and what we will eat in tomorrow. And last, sustainable food, fair world. This itinerary will provide a platform for debating and express how a sustainable future will be launched, where biodiversity is safeguarded, while knowledge, tradition, and entire cultures are also protected. So, these are the tools that will put the visitor at the heart of the experience, creating an experience that will last in the hearts of every single visitor, engaging all the senses, inspiring learning by inspiring wonder. Thank you.